Coffee. Check. Now, smart vacuums have been around for a while now. I actually had a Darth Vader one from 2017 that made fun Darth Vader sounds as it kind of bounced around my apartment. I ended up giving it to my dad eventually, and he has it in his place.
I want a new one.
And I don't blame him. In even just the 5 years since that vacuum came out, robot vacuums have gotten better in every single way. Now, firstly, that robot, and frankly most of them back then, used to navigate your home using a random bounce system. In other words, they would set off cleaning in a direction and then hit something, turn around and set off in another random direction. They would do this enough times to kind of just hopefully cover the majority of your floor. Now though, they have a ton of sensors on them to help them navigate the world around them. It's to the point where they can almost see like a person would. And before you jump into the comments about that, no, they don't have cameras that can see like a video camera, for example. They aren't watching you eat on the couch. But they do now use ultrasonic sensors, infrared ones, time of flight ones for depth, and LiDAR, like you may have heard of on self-driving cars, to be able to quote unquote see a certain distance in front of them as they move around to help them map your home or apartment accurately. They then plot a proper course using what we call corn rows, or rows that overlap slightly as they go, to cover every inch logically. It even allows them to now see obstacles, like a shoe left out, and instead of trying to just plow through it, it'll actually go around it. What a concept. Now this Narwal Freo, the latest robot vacuum from Narwal, who partnered with me to help make this video, has all of these sensors. And after you tell it to map your home once, it allows you to create a map from that you can then customize the names for each room. You can even tell it to clean a specific room using that, or clean specific area of a room, all from the app. And you can tell all of these robots now to not go in specific places as well, using the apps and fencing off areas as needed, called no-go zones in this case. The next thing that has changed is the suction on them is way more powerful than it used to be. And again, with this Narwal Freo one that we're using, it's able to hit 3,000 PA, or Pascal pressure units. Or to put that another way, it's twice the usual recommended suction to clean carpeted homes and 4 times the recommended PA for bare floors. But newer vacuums like this one can also do this quietly if you want. You can select quiet mode and the robot will bring its noise down as low as 53 decibels, aka less than a normal conversation level. You can also do the opposite and tell it to use as much suction as possible for when you need it and don't mind the extra noise, / maybe you're just not home. And a lot of these robots nowadays all have much larger dustbins inside the robot, which means less back and forth trips to the base station. Now, something else that's changed recently is that these companies with these robot vacuums are also making their robot vacuums robot mops. The new Freo unit that I'm using today has both already attached and can be told to vacuum an area and then mop it, or do one or the other. And it even has what Narwal calls Freo mode that lets the robot decide what material it's going over. Basically, is it rug or carpet, or is it bare? And then it decides whether or not to mop or vacuum, lifting its mop up when it's not in use, as well as how much pressure even to push down with the mop on the bare floor based on if it's going over tile or wood, for example. It'll also automatically do Smart Swing, which has the robot twist as it goes along baseboards to grab dirt from along it that might otherwise get missed. It also allows for the mops to get as close as possible to the wall as well, so we don't have a line of grime against the baseboards. Now the next thing that's progressed is the base for these robot vacuums. These base stations are where the robot vacuums will automatically go back to whenever they need to charge, and even resume where they left off once the charge is done if needed. And some models now have a base that can suck the dirt out of the robot into a container, so you only have to empty the much larger base way less often instead of the robot's internal dustbin. And ones that have the ability to mop as well actually use the base station to store clean water that you fill it up with, and it uses that mixed with a detergent to clean your floors. And when it comes back to the base after it thinks the mops are dirty, it'll then pull the dirty water into a separate tank that you just empty whenever it fills up. For those who don't want to pull out the app every time, the Freo has a touchscreen on the base so that you can control it right from the base without using the app if you want. Now this Freo model, again, has its own auto feed cleaner that you just pop in whenever it's empty, and it'll use it accordingly automatically. And it can use what they call dirt sense to see how dirty the mops are to decide to wash them longer, and how dirty your floors are from that even, and if it should do another pass or not until the mops come back cleaner. And lastly, the battery life on them has gotten way better, so they don't need to go back to the base to charge as often as they used to. And they even get software updates regularly to add features and improve their performance. Now, all in all, we have come a long way from Vader. And I think finally I can actually recommend robot vacuums as a useful tool to help you clean to most people and even friends and family. If you want to check out the Narwal Freo that I featured in this video, I'll leave a link below to the best price I could find on that. Thanks again to Narwal for helping me make this video. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below about robot vacuums. Does any of you own one? Or robot mop for that matter? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Tell me in the comments. Honestly, really curious to hear what you guys think and always appreciate your guys' feedback. But there you go. I'm gonna go make another cup of coffee now. See you later. You guys think I'm kidding when I say like noise finds me everywhere. I'm in my own apartment. Can't get away from it. There's no sanctuary. So you recommend robot vacuums.